Sit back, relax, and don't touch that dial, because you're listening to Smooth FM. I'm that weird collector, and your DJ on the ones and twos is. Oh, it's only Legacy Evolution Twincast. Yeah, I've been trying to get a hold of this guy, Twincast, or a version of this mold, since it was released all the way back in Kingdom. And frankly, it was either this guy or the Shattered Glass. And I'm still not completely sold on Shattered Glass as a concept. I just don't think the phrase heroic Decepticon really works well together. But, I have enough blasters already in my head. So, I went with Twincast. This is his actual first figure since G1. And the first figure of proper blaster since Titan's Return. Segue into size comparison. And let's throw in the G1, just because. So many boomboxes. Yes. I was actually surprised to find out this isn't a Diaclone reference. Because Twincast actually appeared in the Dreamwave continuity. And who is he? Well, he's absolutely nobody. He was a clone made by Shockwave. In the same way of Sunstorm. But apparently he didn't do anything because they blew up the lab. So presumably he died. But it makes sense for Shockwave to create like an odd Autobot spy who's presumably into things like death metal and whose alt mode may or may not fit in a bucket. But I know what you guys really want. You want a size comparison with Soundwave. Well, I don't know why you want that, because they're two completely different alt modes. Yeah, I don't have a boombox Soundwave. That's the only Shattered Glass figure I really want. Because Heroic Decepticon Soundwave is the only way that sentence will actually work. Because Soundwave superior. Everyone else inferior. But I can understand because these colors are very similar. Let's take a look at the boombox mode. I'm really happy I got him in blue. Because the bright colors of the red and yellow really pop out that much more. Like, damn. And the blue is nice and neutral and kind of calming. So it's like, ah. And there's, like, look how much surface detail there's trying to make this look like a respectable boombox. Like dials and buttons and speakers. But it's a front, really. Because every other angle, he's a folded up robot. Like, yep. Admittedly, that's really the only way they can get away with this at a Voyager price point, because who's the third party company? I think it was KFC, who did a masterpiece take on Blaster, or a blaster piece, if you will. And like even then they had to even then at say third party budget, which is unlimited, they could cover up the back good enough, but like they couldn't cover up the bottom completely. So I don't mind this as much. Like I can hold it like this and be completely satisfied with it as a rectangle. But you know what it reminds me of? Fold away the sort of handle, and it's almost a good shape for Kamen Rider Ryuki's card decks. It almost feels like you could transform with the power of music. Yes, I know somebody in Gates uses. There've been there've been many there've been a couple common riders that transform with the power of music, but I don't know. Common Rider. Huh. Mm. And yes, I did just go Dragon Knight instead. So, what else do we talk about this? Well, it's kind of handle. Hilariously enough, the only one to do a actually decent handle is the Titan's Return version. Even then, I really don't like this handle because it just sits back there, being very annoying. But it's decent to hold. Uh, it does what you expect that tape deck to do. It opens, and that's all we'll say about that. And also, given the nature of the toy line, it has some evolution capabilities. So we'll bring in his main accessory. Can you guess which one? This one. And also, to just give you a good look at it, it's got a 5mm port on each side, so you can do this. Oddly enough, the Titan's Return is not a snug fit as the G1 reissue. My blaster is the reissue video. It's the reissue of the G1. You can go watch that video. But you want to see the lamest excuse for a gimmick ever? Look, fusion. Fuck this thing. Not the gun. Well, actually, yes, the gun. But yeah, I think it's supposed to be like an antenna. At least the wiki thinks it's supposed to be antenna. But you can plug it into numerous ports on him. You can even plug the. Can you? Yeah. You can plug the G1 version. The Titan's Return. You can plug it. And you can actually, if you want a sort of better angle, flip up his feet. Or plug it into the backs of his shoulders or any of the numerous ports on the back of him. But the non. This one makes the fusion gimmick even stupider. It has dedicated slot in the handle for me to drop it, but also dedicated weapon storage. What is the point of these if you're just gonna have dedicated weapon storage? I like the dedicated weapon storage. It's solid. I don't get it. I forgot to take a look at his box. We'll just do that briefly. Standard Legacy Evolution. I do want to highlight the really nice the new panel because we got things like Leo Prime, Lio Convoy, freaking Tarn right there, the Junkions. Freaking look at that Mad Max son of a bitch. The Dinobots, freaking Crosscut, who I don't care about. Swoop in red, in toy accurate colors. Breakdown actually transforming. That's cool. And some nice dynamic artwork. I guess we have to bring it up. The tape deck. He is actually compatible with Soundwave. So you can't fit two of them in here, unfortunately, but you can actually fit Ravage. Because the main gimmick of G1 Twincast was his chest was remolded to fit two, much like Siege Sound Blaster over here. But, no, it can't really fit. So Ravage can fit in there, and Piece of Crap can fit in here, but not very well because getting him out is kind of a nightmare. Like, that is way scarier than it should be. And yeah, now we're gonna go to robot mode. I have one thing to say about this thing is just why? You want me to say something nice about him? At least his ball joints aren't translucent. I'd throw this thing, but I'd be worried it would break on my floor, my hardwood floor. And you know, I've considered doing a. This is Rewind? Yeah, because Eject comes with the regular release. Yeah. I think about doing Rewind in under 60 seconds, but I don't want to steal from somebody who does really good 1 minute reviews. They're really funny. But there's one thing that I think is a different gimmick for Blaster that I guess not a gimmick, but like a character trait for Blaster or this blue Blaster, Bluester. Is all of them can have exposed head in alt mode. And you know what? I'm going to say it. Scourge took that idea from Blaster. It was Blaster's idea first. Yep. That good enough shot for you? All right. Time to transform some stereos. Also, suck it, Soundwave. G1 Blaster can actually fold his head back in alt mode without rotating it. So, to transform them, you fold these back down. I just want to show that they're on a swivel that's on a hinge. And you can open up his leg, rotate backwards, fold that panel in, fold that one in. The easiest way I find to fold out the feet is to use the ankle tilt and rotate that panel. You've got a leg all done. Fold out the arm, rotate the hand, and you've got an arm all done. And just do the same thing on the other side. I do want to highlight one thing in the transformation going the other way, though. These arms can be a bit of finicky to get in here. So the way I find does it do it the best, open back up, is to set the arm at a little bit of an angle like that and just kind of feel it in, and it'll straighten itself back out. But yeah, so just do the same thing. Whoops. Rotate, 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 fold down, fold, 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 and you rotate at the waist. That is a very simple transformation now. Yeah, I somehow managed to miss things. And you can fold up the butt flap if you want. And yeah. I do quite like that conversion. I don't think I've ever seen arms work like that. Like I'm normally used to, well, the wrist just folding in, but like the fact that they have to go there, there, and do that is something I don't think I've seen before. But here he is, and I finally have a cartoon accurate blaster face. Although it has been remolded to give him so much personality in just those eyes alone. Like, god damn, that's more personality than you see on freaking 100 robots. Like, he's got the nice, tune accurate, smooth 5 head, and I dig the red gloves for some reason. You know, the blue still accentuates the main color, and like that yellow, even on the face, is very nice. Uh, Here's a size comparison. So if these two are twins, does that make this guy Arnold Schwarzenegger and this guy Danny DeVito? Or should I put that head on because I have no idea what that head is supposed to be referencing? I still don't know to this day. I could probably look it up easily. And here is the G1. Just because. Oh, and the most important. Soundwave. Wait, not that one. Soundwave. There we go. So, yeah, it's a very nice robot mode. Fairly clean. You do have this butt skirt, which is unfortunate, but it gets out of the way. Doesn't impede on anything. And I'm going to give some credit to this G1 toy. I think of all the blasters I've messed with, it does the best at getting the handle out of the way. Like it's incorporated into the legs where it doesn't come off as super obvious. Like it just fills in those panels nice and tidy. I mean, this one tries to do it, but they're kind of very obviously right there. But he's nicely proportioned for a modern Voyager. He has oddly a molded like a hooked finger, but like the box says it's supposed to be able to press his buttons, kind of like Soundwave has the same thing, so he can press his own shoulder button. Like with Soundwave, it actually works. Like he has enough articulation to press the button. I find not the same thing with Blaster. He seems incapable of pressing his own buttons. Even you have to basically break his wrist to do that. But he does look really good in some dynamically sassy posing. If I pass him his gun. Um, I wanted to have a whole thing about saying, oh, this gun is compatible with blast effect parts, but somehow Joe Hasbro fucked even that up because it is not very compatible with. It's supposed to be, but like that, it technically is for like a second. There is a nub there. God damn it, Joe Hasbro! How did you fuck this up? But let's give him his gun. And move on to some articulation. The head is on a ball joint. Very nice range. Do Shoulders are on universal joint. They can go out that far. You do get bicep swivel. All the way around rotation. Just a single jointed elbow, but it does go slightly beyond 90, like maybe 92 degrees. I do wish there were a wrist swivel. His wrists do bend like this for the transformation, but like they don't lock in, sort of soft lock, and they don't rotate, unfortunately. That's the biggest issue. The waist is not an issue, even with that butt flap. Unimpeded waist swivel, very nice. The hips can go all the way forward. If you have the butt plate down, they have tabs on them for vehicle mode. Not vehicle mode. No, that's the Thrilling 30 blaster that has a vehicle mode. I sold my Soundwave of that version, so maybe. But you have to fold it up to get all the way, and even then, they only go that far. You go out all the way. And you have a thigh swivel on a mushroom peg. The transformation with this folding in panel gives you access to a knee joint, which is 90 degrees. You have a ankle tilt, very big ankle tilt. His whole foot tilts, basically. You do have a toe joint, sort of. It can bend down. It can bend up for transformation. He's got pretty much all the modern posability you expect on the mainline Transformers toy these days. And yeah, that facial expression and those eyes go a long way to make him not boring to pose. Like, I actually find myself wanting to pose him just because I want to see how he looks in so many different poses, just because he's so expressive. Like, I'm not sure what he's happy about, but it definitely works well. He's like, he can, I don't know, point at his head and say, "I'm a smart guy," while shooting his gun. And I I don't know if I wish he came with the symbols. Some version of Blaster. I think the only, and again, that the KFC attempted masterpiece, I think, is the only one that's so far ever come with the swappable hands. And you still have all the same weapon ports you did in vehicle mode. I said it again. In boombox mode. I'm not. Ugh, that is stuck in there. So yeah, you can sort of. I guess that counts as weapon storage. You can still do. Blah. Just blah. Where's that? Yep, you can still do that. Although that that may be one of the worst ways to holster a sword. I think it would mean the same for a gun, aka a trade gun. I know. You want to see rewind? Well, fuck you. Here, you sick bastards. Yeah, yeah. Here's a piece of crap. There you go. So, Twincast. Frankly, I recommend this toy in any of its colors. Whether it's the Kingdom release of Blaster, the Legacy release of Blaster, the Shattered Glass Blaster, Shattered Glaster, Or this guy, the Bluester, the Blue Blaster. Isn't that Gabumon's attack? Blue Blaster! It's a solid toy that gives you an actual boombox mode. Fairly decently. The robot mode is really nice. And a piece of crap accessory. Um, Also, if you're wondering, I still have this. I still have this guy, mostly because of this ratcheted goodness. Oh, that's a good sound. So yeah, um, I would recommend him if you're looking for a modern boombox blaster, or if you want a long forgotten frickin' Dreamwave character that got his first toy since G1. Why not Twincast? Yeah, he's a cool blue dude. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Well, my time is up. You've been listening to Smooth FM. Next up is the same 5 songs over and over again. Something must be wrong with him. Anyway, keep it weird. And if Hasbro had the balls, they'd make a figure of Roseanne! Try explaining Kiss players to little kids. Bye.